Hello everyone, this is Tim Davis again coming to you guys from the Bullish Bears team. Today is October the 8th, 2018. And for those of you guys who were able to catch my first video on my specific long-term trade ideas, hopefully you guys were able to grasp something from that. And I told you guys this would be something that I'll be doing weekly just to update my long-term trade ideas portfolio and things that I'm looking at. Trades that I may be actively in, trades that I may be looking to get in, and trades that I will be closing. So again, this is my personal long-term trade ideas video, and I told you guys I will update this weekly just to give you guys some ideas and some things that I'm looking at. And pretty much when I decided to do this, this is something that I've wanted to do because it specifically fits me. I may be looking to be into a trade for weeks and maybe months at a time. So I try to find positions and stocks that may be able to fit what I'm looking to do and what I'm looking to accomplish in that time frame. And the reason being that it's something that works perfect for me because of my schedule. It works best in my schedule. I don't really have time to really do some of the things that I would be doing as a swing trader or a day trader. So I look to find long-term trends. And I base my idea off of weekly and monthly charts. I use daily and hourly charts for entry, but I base most of my ideas off of weekly, daily, and monthly charts. All right, so with that said, let's get to it. First of all, I'm going to show you guys what I have, positions that I've been in, some active trades, some trades that I want to put on, and my current watch list. So here's a list of active trades that I'm currently in. ETE, Energy Transfer Equity, DNR, which is both of these, ETE and DNR, are both oil related or energy related stocks positions. TNTTF is a marijuana stock. XOP, which is a oil and gas ETF. Disney, of course, everybody knows Disney. KMI, which is also oil related stock. AMRS, which is a AMRS is one that I actually saw, I guess, about a month ago, and we'll look at that one as well. I want to say it's a biotech. It was a position that I saw. I love the monthly and weekly chart, and I said I want to try to trade that one as well, or buy some stock in it as well. All right, so we'll start with ETE. We'll do that review. As you can see here, ETE was a position that when I first saw, decided to enter this particular trade or get some stock in this particular one. It was at 1725. The original entry date was on 9/10/2018. My first target goal for this one is 19 bucks. So let's take a look at the chart. Let me pull you up. Bear with me, folks. All right. This is a daily chart of ETE, and I'm looking at it in Transpire, and I will also review it in Thinkorswim. A couple of things I want to point out here, and I still like this trade. I'm bullish on this particular position. And one reason why I'm still bullish on this stock is because notice each time it has reached this long-term trend line you see up here, this red one up here. Every time it reaches that trend line, it seems to get rejected. Eventually, I believe it's going to break that particular trend line. And as a setup here, I'm going to show you guys that I kind of like. And I think eventually it's going to break it. So I'm willing to stay in this trade however long it takes. Me personally, I trade call options, put options, buy stock sometime. It all depends on what I see. I normally leave how you want to trade a position up to you, depending on my trend setup and what I see in the trend. I'll let you make the decision how you want to trade it. If you'd like to know my specific trade per se, you can go find me in our swing trade room, and I will be there normally from time to time. So when you see me pop up in our swing trade room, you ask, hey, Tim, what type of position did you open to trade this particular trend? All right. So this one is in I still think it's in a bullish trend, long-term bullish trend. So this is something I'll be trading to take advantage of a bullish uptrend. And there are some trades that I'll be trying to take advantage of a bearish downtrend. And I'll show you guys those too soon. All right, but this one I'm still a bull on ETE. And what I believe is that eventually, so you got these, let me get rid of this one right here first. You got these instances where it has hit this long-term trend line. Got these instances, hold on 1 second, folks. Where it has hit this long-term trend line you see up here. And look, when you're looking at this trend spot, all these solid ones right now are basically going to be my daily trend lines. Every time we hit this trend line, you got rejected. Got rejected, got rejected. But there's a setup that's forming in each one of these rejections, and I hope you guys may be able to see it point out. Looks like inverse head and shoulders, especially after this long down trend here, down to a weekly trend line, which is the dash trend line, all the way back up. Rejection again. And now you got this formation that's forming here, and the same type of formation that formed over here. So that looks like a bullish inverse head and shoulders to me. So I'm still bullish on this particular position. And I'll probably be in this until my ultimate goal is I think we can break. Let me get rid of this again. I think we'll have a test up here again and possibly pull back a little and then maybe break it. So my first goal, which is I think is right around here, which would be $19. I'll make a determination if we hit that, if I hit that mark, as if I want to stay in it, wait for the pullback and continue to ride higher. I think eventually we may be about to break this trend line. It may take a few weeks or months, but I think this trend line up here is about to be broken. So that's my bullish outlook on ETE, Energy Transfer Equity. And for those of you who have Thinkorswim, I'll even pull it up on the Thinkorswim chart. And as you can see on Thinkorswim, one thing I like about this Thinkorswim is that I was able to, I like looking at the longer term charts. This is a weekly chart. As you can see, this nice big move it made back in 2016 from these $4 lows all the way up here. And that's about a $17 high. And that's where it stalled out pretty much and started trading in a range from 2016, around July 2016, all the way into where we are now. It's been trading in this range for almost 2 years now. Almost 2 years. I think we're about to break out of the range, especially with the recent uptrend in momentum in the oil energy sector. So I think this momentum to the upside could continue. So I'm still bullish on ETE. All right, next position we'll look at. DNR. I think DNR is one that I actually bought shares on, and I'll probably be adding shares as we go along. I've been in this one for a little while. And as you can see, just by looking at this Thinkorswim chart on the weekly, it's been in a nice uptrend for quite some time. And I think this trend will continue. It all depends on what the oil sector continues to do, but I think this trend could continue to the upside, so I'm willing to stay in this position for a little while longer. And I'll add shares on the pullbacks. Now, if you look at the Trend Spotter setup, I like Trend Spotter because it gives you some, it automatically puts the trend lines in there for you, and it also shows you some possible support resistance areas as well by looking at those trend lines. And I also have Bollinger Bands on here too that also act as an area of support resistance. Okay, so looking at this daily chart of DNR, like I said, it's been in a nice uptrend, and so far it looks like every time it has hit this green trend line, let's pull back, hit it here, pull back, hit it here, pull back, and we haven't quite got there yet. Now, this dash trend line, which is what I told you guys before, that represents a weekly trend line, which is a strong trend line. So it's going to have to contest with this area first. before making another run back up here to this green trend line, which I think it will do. So I will remain in this position, and if we get a pullback anywhere around here, back down to the $6 level, 646, anywhere between 646, if we get a pullback around there, I'll continue to add shares. My ultimate goal is to get up to this trend line, which I want to say is around 750 or $8. Okay, so I'm still bullish on DNR. All right, next position. And let's go back to that DNR so I can show you guys how long I've been in this particular position. So I started buying shares of DNR back on September the 12th, and I'm still in the position. When I first started buying, it was at $5.47. And as you can see, price is now at as it's closing on Friday, it's at 646. So it's been a nice run, and I'll continue to stay in this particular position. All right, next up on the list is CNTTF, which is a CanTrust Holdings, which is a Canadian marijuana stock. Marijuana sector has been under pressure lately, but I'm still overall bullish on the sector by large. So this is something I'll probably be in. I'll probably be accumulating shares in this sector as long as it continues the longer term uptrend. I'm not looking at the daily, and I'm not too keen on an hourly and the daily to versus my longer term outlook. I'm looking at some of these longer term charts, which I still like. Now the weekly, this is a weekly chart, CNTTF, and as you can see, right up here at the top, it has already hit some form of resistance. So I'm looking for this resistance to struggle for a while, but I will remain. I won't sell my shares. I'll remain in this. I think the overall outlook on the marijuana sector for the long term, I think it's bullish. So I will remain bullish on the long term. Shorter term is a different story. All right, so I'll continue to add shares as long as we get I'll add shares on any major pullbacks. And let's take a look at it over in TrendSpotter, CNTTF. This is a daily chart. As you can see, like I showed you guys over there, it looks like it's hitting some form of resistance. Hit the top of the Bollinger Band there, pull back, hit the top of the Bollinger Band here, and I expect some type of pullback here. Let's see, we'll see what happens. If we get a major pullback, I'll just add more shares when I find some type of support. Other than that, I'll just hold on to the positions that I have. If it breaks down, hit a support area, I'll buy more. If it continues above that area and just breaks out, I'll buy more. Okay. I want to break this down to a shorter term time frame so you can get another picture as to what's happening currently. So as to what's happening currently, this is a 60-minute chart. We kind of pulled away from this trend line here, this yellow trend line. I kind of pulled away from it and came back down to this pink trend line, which is what it's battling with now. I would like to see a nice bounce off of here. If not, it may pull back to the lower Bollinger Band, which is around 844, and then the next level, which would be the 50 EMA on the 60-minute, would be around $8. Stays above $8, I'm still a bull. All right, that is CNTTF. That is CNTTF, CanTrust Holdings. Next position, XOP, which is another oil-related stock. This is an ETF for oil, for gas and oil. And as you can see, we started to stall out as soon as we got up here to this 38.2% Fibonacci retracement, and we've been trading in the range. So looking for a break above 45 eventually. Once we get a break above 45, the next level I'll be looking at is around $52. So we may see some type of pullback here. Now, that's how it looks on a weekly chart with Thinkorswim. And let's take a look at TrendSpotter. And again, I say I'm still a bull here. XOP. And as you can see, XOP. This is the, let me pull up the daily chart first before we look at this hourly. And as you can see, made it up to the long-term weekly green trend line here. Made it up there here. Haven't had a chance, haven't had enough momentum to make it back there yet. Kind of pulled off the trend line and started trading lower. One thing you'll notice, it had a bounce, nice bounce when it went from this area down to this area right here. A nice bounce there. Nice bounce here off the lower Bollinger Band. And now we're contesting, XOP is contesting this area here. So there's some strong resistance here. A pullback could send it back down to 42. We got to see what happens, but I'm still a bull. I don't think we're going too much lower, and then eventually I think we're going to try to test this green area of resistance again. So right now, my first target here, let's take a look and see what I wrote down here. XOP, my first target is $49, which I do think we have a chance to get to. And we're not far off. You know, we're still battling between around this this $40 level and this $45 level. We're trading in between. We can break past this $45 level. I think 49 would not be hard to hit. All right, so that's XOP. Next one, Disney. Yes, I am still a bull in Disney, even though the market took a big hit last week. I'm still a Disney bull. Like I said, when I say I'm still a Disney bull, you guys, I'm looking at the longer term picture. I mean, weeks and months at a time. So I'm not looking at the short term. All right. So on the weekly chart on Disney, as you can see, it's still trading above a major trend line that I was able to draw. And this is how the weekly chart looks. A couple of pullbacks here. We had a down week, I think, last week. So we'll see how this week pans out. Stay above my trend line. I am still a bull. And let's take a look at it over here. Here's me. All right. So Disney has contested. It has contested major resistance, which is why you see a nice rejection. Major resistance there, pulled back, could not break through that area. Tested it here on this trend line. It made a huge downtrend since when it made this after this test. This test traded all the way down to almost close to almost all the way down to the lower Bollinger Band. Till it got a nice bounce of some of these trend lines down here. And we traded back up to that trend line again, got rejected again, hit it again recently, got rejected again. I think eventually it's going to get tired of getting rejected. I think it's going to break this trend line. So I'm looking for Disney to actually hit to 120 in the coming weeks and months. All right, so in a rejection period right now. Wait for a nice solid bounce off of the area of support. This area of support here showing around I'm gonna say around 110 right now. I don't think we'll get back to that far. So what I'll do is we'll take a look at 60-minute chart and see if we can find any other areas of support or resistance. They look more appeasing. Here's one area right here, which is the 50% Fibonacci retracement on the hourly. That sits right around 112. So if Disney pulls back and hits this 112 mark, that would be a good buying opportunity to get back into this position. So you have to watch carefully and see if it makes it back that far. All right. If it doesn't make it back that far, it may have another test up here around this 118. If it breaks through there, and then it'll be a go. Be a good entry as well. All right, so that's my outlook on Disney, and I'm still a Disney bull. All right, next up on the list is KMI, Kinder Morgan. Another energy sector stock that I am very interested in. You don't see much action here on this weekly because it's been making some huge recovery since a major downturn. And one thing you'll notice is one thing I like to look at is the on Thinkorswim is the momentum oscillator, and this momentum oscillator, it shows you what the overall momentum is. And as you can see, overall momentum started to go up. Right pen out the way I want to do too. Overall momentum is trending higher. MACD also trending higher. MACD, you got a nice little crossover right there in MACD, which is a bullish crossover, and price is continuing to rise. So I am still a bull on KMI. And let's take a look at it in TrendSpotter. KMI. Yeah, this thing has been all over the place. But, however, point out a couple things here. And let me switch to my daily, cut out some of this noise. Daily versus weekly. All right, so you'll see the channel that it found, the upward channel that it found, and that is trading between now. This nice upward channel that it found that it's trading between, and I like this channel. So I'm expecting some type of bounce here. I don't, as long as we don't break this lower trend line here, that's in this channel here, I'm fine. I'm fine with staying in this position. So I'm looking for a bounce somewhere around here, and then another run towards $19, and I think that's my ultimate goal, is $19 first, and then the next level will be up here around $20 a share. So we're in this upward channel, and I like it. Nice pullback here. Nice pullback, and we're almost at this trend line, almost at a meeting of this trend line, where we could see a nice bounce again. So I am still a bull on KMI. All right, next up. Next on the list we have, drum roll please, AMRS. I am a bull on AMRS still. Long-term bull on AMRS. And AMRS, I think it's a candidate for a breakout, for a major breakout. That's just my observation for what I see. And if you look at, I'm gonna look at a monthly chart on AMRS and show you guys something here. Let's do this first. It's like it's been forming a nice base for a very, very long time. And it's like it wants to come out of that base that it's been forming. I'm gonna look at a 15-year monthly chart. Show you the nice downtrend it had from 510 around back in 2011 down to where it is now, and it's like it's been hovering at this low for a very long time. MACD, it's like, I mean, TTM squeeze is like it's you know, the momentum, it's gaining momentum towards the upside. So this is one that I'll probably trade for a while. We'll test it out and see what happens. I'm kind of, you know, bullish on this. I'm gonna see what happens. So I'll be adding shares as I go along. When I first started buying shares of AMRS, I just got into this, believe it or not, on October the 5th. First started buying shares at $7.85. And now we're at $8.41. So it's on the move. It is on the move. Let's take a look at it over in TrendSpotter. And like I said, I think it's some type of biotech, but I saw this on I think I ran it. I think it popped up on one of my TOS screeners or scanners that I had. But this is what I love about this one. TrendSpotter, it really shows you these nice setups. traveled between the Bollinger Bands, nice little channel between the Bollinger Bands. Then it broke out, started going higher. Then it had a nice little channel downward, back down towards the bottom Bollinger Band. It's staying between these bands, you guys. And this, I like to see things happen like this. Stand between these bands, and the bands are actually going upward. Then we hit a weekly trend line here. So we're going to sort of just below the middle part of the band, and then went higher again till it crashed the top Bollinger Band. Then it started to have some face some resistance. Top of the Bollinger Band, pulled back. Then we made it up to a trend line, a nice daily trend line. Bounced off of that, pulled back, and then got a big green candle on Friday. This momentum is strong to the upside, you guys. So I am a full bull on AMRS, and I will continue to add shares on pullbacks. My first target on this one, this is just, and these targets that I'm showing you guys are just, blueprints for now. Because my targets, because I'm long term, they will change. If I see, once I get to that target area and I see more momentum to the upside, it will change. First target goal is $9, but I think we could be going higher than that over the year. So, all this stuff. All right, let's get rid of that. All right. So those are all of my current active trades. Now, let's take a look at one that I just pulled out of recently because I was losing momentum to the upside on the short term that I didn't like. So these would be positions that I closed. And the first one will be now AN was the bearish trade I put on. AutoNation was the bearish trade I put on. I actually put puts on this one, and I made out pretty well. This one I actually traded when I first got into this position. It was trading around $43.50. My target goal was $38. We got just below 39, and I ended up pulling out of this position. I was in a put out. I had a put option, and my put option gained me a profit of 150%. I closed this one out on October the 3rd. So a nice bearish move on that AutoNation. And if you look at AutoNation now, and I think it still may have a little bit of movement to the downside, but I've already took my profits, and I'm satisfied with where I exited my position in. So AutoNation, if you look at it on the hourly, it still shows some weakness. The daily still shows some weakness. I mean, this thing's still showing weakness for right now. Still showing weakness. But I wanted to take advantage of some other positions, so I ended up closing this trade out and took my profits. Nothing wrong with taking profits. So that was a bearish trade, AutoNation, and let's take a look at it over here. And as you can see, it really started, it intensified its downtrend, its momentum to the downside. Once it broke this red trend line you see here, intensified its downtrend, and almost touched this blue one that you see at the bottom, this blue dash trend line, which is a weekly. And I think it has the possibility to get there. So I think there's still more room to the downside of this could see. All righty. Let's take a look at Celgene, you guys. Celgene has me pulling my hair out because I'm still torn between the middle. I'm still a long-term bull on Celgene. However, it has got to get above these major got to get above and stay above the major EMAs, which is what the problem that it's having. All right, so almost done here, folks. Celgene. All right. So Celgene, you guys, this one is, like I said, this one has been tricky to me. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a in this Bollinger Band, you can see the center point of the Bollinger Band, which is this yellow line here. You might have better see it. So I'll highlight it. There's a yellow line right here, which is the center of the Bollinger Band of this daily chart. I'm looking for a bounce here. A nice bounce off of the center line could send it back up towards where I wanted to get to, which is eventually $95 a share. So I pulled out this position last week just to, wait for a better entry. Wasn't sure if it's going to break down or go further down, so I got to really test this one out. So if we get a bounce around here, around $87, that could be a good buying signal. Got to really watch this one because this one has been trading in this range for a while. So it's still in a nice channel. I mean, within the Bollinger Band, so like it's it's going sideways right now. But I'm looking for a break above 90 again. And once you get above 90, a nice break above this area, which is the 50-day EMA. I want to see it move above the 50-day EMA. I prefer entering this position with the move above the 50 EMA and feel much more comfortable with the stock continuing to rise. So a break above the 50 EMA would be a good entry, or a bounce off the center line of the Bollinger Band would be also a great entry on Celgene again. All right, so right now I got Celgene as a hold in a holding pattern. If we break back above the center Bollinger Band, I'll be a bull again. If we definitely break above the 50-day EMA, I'll be a bull again on Celgene. All right, so those are positions, closed positions, or positions that I consider to be in a holding pattern. All right, now one last thing we'll look at. Now we'll look at my watch list. I'm not going to pull up all these charts on the watch list. I'll let you guys do this on your own, but I'm just going to show you my thought process on these and what I believe in them. I may pull up a couple just to show you guys the current trend. All right, here's my current watch list. All right, if it's in green, that means I am a bull. If it's in red, that means I am a bear. I'm looking for a bearish trade for the ones in the red. I'm looking for a bullish trade for the ones in green. Yes, Celgene is my bullish bet, still bullish. So if you pull up some of these charts, you can see you'll be able to see some areas of support or even an upward trend trying to form. Let's just take a look at one of them. I'll pull up VIAV. I'm sorry. You can look at these charts on your own. Right now, because it's just part of my watch list, I'll just let you guys know that I'm watching it for upward trend. And VIV, as you can see, it's currently the longer-term daily chart is still in an upward trend. Just not a position that I put on yet. For various reasons, capital probably most of all. But it's on my watch list because I like the upward trend, and when it pulls back towards area support or breaks area resistance, it would be a good place to enter into a trade. Excuse me. All right, let's look at the daily chart over here on TrendSpider. And as you can see, VIAV is in a nice upward trend, like it's just in some form of resistance right here around this dash trend line, which is a weekly trend line. May see it pull back here, but this move I think will continue to the upside in the long run. So that's one that's on my watch list of a trade that I will be looking to enter eventually. Let's go back here. All right, so that's just one of the charts that I say that I like for bullishness. So everything that's in green, again, you hear MJ, VIAV, MPC, Celgene, I'm still bullish. It's my bullish watch list. And TLT, LN, LEN, XRT, XLP, DKS, XLK, SMH are all looking bearish. And so I'm looking for a nice bearish setup to jump into a bearish position. All right, you can look at those charts on your own. We'll just pull up one for right now. Let's take a look at the XRT. I'll look at the XRT and maybe one more. Look at the XRT. This is a daily chart. You can see that it's starting to roll over. Believe it or not, it's dropping below the. This is a nice drop below the 100-day EMA. Any bounce here, I believe, will only go over so far, and then you can see a rejection. So, any bounce here, I would look at a bearish position to get into. And let's take a look at RT. It's retail sector too, folks. I think it's in trouble for right now. All right, I think some of these trend lines will be broken. I think we could be seeing this go to at least 47.50. At least 47.50, and it's currently at 48.32. At least 47.50 before I see a major bounce. And I think after that, it'll probably continue to, it may even go lower. So I'm a bear on XRT. Let's just look at one more chart. Let's take a look at the semiconductor, SMH and PKS. Let's look at those two. SMH. It's just been wanting to drop. It's been it failed up here. Failed up here at this trend line. Got another test here. Another test here. And it was holding this line for a little while, and then we finally broke it. So it could be looking at $100 very soon. So SMH semiconductor, I am bearish on these semis for right now. And the last chart we'll take a look at before I close this video out and prepare for the week. Dick's Sporting Goods. There's another one that I am a bear on. Man, I think Dick's is really about to, if it breaks below this $33 level or this $32.50, who knows what the bottom could be? It could be about $30 to this lower trend line. So let's see what happens. But I'm a bear on Dick's. Any bounce, any recovery rally in Dick's, I'll be looking to find a area of resistance and then possibly into a bearish trade on Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay, folks, with that said, that is my current outlook as we speak on October the 8th, 2018. Hopefully you guys saw some information that you can use. Again, here's a list of my active trades. Show it to you guys one more time. All right. Close positions. And every time you see red, you guys, that means it's a bearish trade position for me. And anytime you see green, it was a bullish trade or still is a bullish trade. This close positions, Celgene, I'm not going to harp on it too much as being closer now because I'm still a bull on Celgene. I still think it can go higher. But it just needs to break above the 50-day EMA on the daily and stay above it for me to feel more confident in that trade. All right, and here's my current watch list. MJ, DIAV, MPC, Celgene. Here's my bearish watch list. TLT, LEN, XRT, XLP, DKS, XLK, SMH. All right, you guys, hopefully you guys learned something today. Maybe you guys found something that you like that you want to be able to add to your portfolio. And again, this is Tim Davis with the Bullish Bears team. For you guys who want to learn more about how I'm trading a specific position exactly as far as if I'm buying stock, if I'm buying an option, feel free to reach out to me in our swing trade room for all you members out there. If you're not a member and would like to become a member of one of our trade rooms, please visit our website at www.bullishbears.com. Learn more about us and learn how to become a member in our trade room where we go over a lot of activity that's happening right then and there that you may be able to take advantage of. Okay, until the next video, this is Tim Davis of the Bullish Bears team signing off. See you guys later and have a great and awesome trading week, folks.